Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Friday Night SmackDown, and today we are going to be ushering in a brand new era of professional wrestling. We are officially in the cult era of Friday Night SmackDown. Big hello to everyone watching from home. My name is Michael Cole. I'm here on commentary with my two colleagues, Booker T and Wade Barrett. If you are just tuning in for the first time, you are in for a treat, because if you're not aware, the WWE landscape has been completely shifted upside down with the WWE draft that took place last week. That's right, Wade. Every single champion from SmackDown happened to be drafted over to Raw. So as it currently stands, every single title on this SmackDown brand is vacated. Hopefully we're able to get some more insight on the future of SmackDown, but for now, let's go back to our general manager, Teddy Long, who is backstage with AJ Styles. Oh, and here comes my first round pick now. Teddy, I can't tell you how great it feels to be back on the brand that I revived myself back in 2016. And the SmackDown brand is happy to have you, playa. Now, I called you over here because I wanted to let you know that you are going to be competing in the first SmackDown main event of this new era we're ushering in. Tonight, we are going to be crowning our first SmackDown champion of this new era, playa. You are going to be competing for the Intercontinental Championship against Javon Evans, baby. Teddy, that's great news. I'm going to have no problem going out there and capturing me another Intercontinental Championship. But man, let's address the elephant in the room. We both know my career is winding down. I'm not going to spend my last few years in the WWE twiddling my thumbs. I want you to know eventually I am coming after that world title, and I am going to become the champ that runs the camp once again. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have our main event for tonight announced. It is going to be AJ Styles versus Javon Evans for the Intercontinental Championship. Do not miss that later on. And welcome back from the break. If you missed it, we just had an enormous announcement from General Manager Teddy Long announcing the main event of this show is going to be AJ Styles versus Javon Evans. Intercontinental Championship on the line, but right now, if you're just tuning in, we are getting ready for Cruiserweight action with Chad Gable on his way to the ring. And next up on his way out is going to be the Kingo. He was the first superstar from AAA off the board during the WWE draft. For those of you who don't know of the Kingo, you are about to learn what he is capable of in between those ropes. This kid is phenomenal, and I think he's going to make big waves here in this Cruiserweight division on SmackDown. And here comes the third superstar in this triple threat match. It is going to be none other than Dragon Lee making his way down to the ring. We've seen him last year in tag team matching with AJ Styles. We're going to see what he can do as a singles competitor here on the Blue brand. He has his eyes set on that Cruiserweight title, but so do his two opponents, Chad Gable and Vikingo. We're going to see just what he can do by himself and without his protege, AJ Styles. And here we go, these three men staring each other down, getting the first SmackDown match underway in this new era. We are here with Cruiserweight action. I don't know about you, Cole, but I am definitely excited for the Cruiserweight division to be back, something that Teddy Long loved back in the day. And I'm glad to see we're going to see some different superstars be showcased than we're usually seeing in the Cruiserweight division. And I think it's giving these guys, something to fight for and something to prove themselves and prove that they're on the same level of those main eventers and maybe even, be able to break through that Cruiserweight division. And a huge hurricanrana by Dragon Lee. We're seeing these three go at it so fast. And here goes Vikingo to the outside, and Chad Gable with a big spear, knocking Vikingo off the ropes. These guys are flying everywhere. And as you know, in triple threat rules, Chad Gable getting the chair out already, smacking Vikingo with the chair. And then you see a huge super kick. Dragon Lee, Biggie's on the... Oh, and a huge hurricanrana by Dragon Lee. This is absolutely insane. Thank you by Chad Gable on the outside. This is already insane, boys. You see some big shots by Vikingo. Vikingo, as we know, the first member off the board from AAA, looking to really get his footing in the WWE landscape here on the Blue brand. But, Chad Gable, who is a wily vet, is going to do anything he can to make sure it stops. And you see Chad Gable with a big knee right to the face of Dragon Lee. And another thank you. Chad Gable celebrating. Oh, and Vikingo behind, taunting him a little bit. And I don't know about that because he kind of paid for that right there. And as you can see, we see some double teaming going on Dragon Lee. Maybe Vikingo and Chad Gable think that might be smart. And you see a big exploder, but a big flying elbow coming in for Vikingo. And you see Vikingo lifting Chad Gable up. He flips him back over into a backstabber. And these three are going at it on the outside. We also have news from General Manager Teddy Long that he will be making an announcement regarding the WWE Championship later on in the night, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We already have information about the Intercontinental title, which will be defended, and a champion will be crowned tonight in the main event, and we're going to hear what the future looks like for that WWE World title. That is sought after, and every superstar is looking to grab in the future. And as we're talking, this is still just 100 miles per hour. And Dragon Lee goes for the cover, one, and a kick out at one by Vikingo. That is not going to be enough for these three cruiserweights. And you know, as a former WCW alum, I used to love watching these cruiserweights go out. These guys have tons of heart. And they almost have a chip on their shoulder because, you know, they're fighting for this cruiserweight belt. People look at them like, you know, these guys are smaller. They're not as good as us. They're not as good as the world. You know, big bodybuilders, 250 pounds. These guys have something to prove, and they're going out there doing it tonight. Chad Gable with a big cover. He looks like he's going for the ropes, and Vikingo's going to break that up. As you see Chad Gable get thrown in the corner. And Chad Gable is another one that I'm excited to see. Oh, and a big belly-to-belly right into the turnbuckle. And Chad Gable is pulling the straps down, but he doesn't see Dragon Lee behind him. And a big chair shot. Chad Gable has been busted open, and we're going to get a roll-up. Oh, my God. These cruiserweights are going insane here on Friday Night SmackDown. But as I was saying, Chad Gable is one of those guys. He had a lot going on last year. You know, the El Grande Americano. You know, maybe a little delusion going on with Chad Gable. Maybe we're going to be seeing a little more, you know, focused version of Chad Gable. He doesn't have an academy anymore that he's taken under his wing, such as Otis, Akira Tozawa. We're going to see if maybe that his focus is going to be on regaining that Cruiserweight Championship, gaining that for the first time, not mistake. And he throws the steel chair right into Vikingo's face. Man, these cruiserweights, this triple threat, no rules. They're acting like they're fighting for the hardcore championship right now. This is absolutely insane. These guys putting it all on the line. Not even for the Cruiserweight Championship, but just for a shot to maybe be recognized that, hey, maybe I need to be the guy challenging for that Cruiserweight Championship. Maybe I can be the first Cruiserweight Champion. And Dragon Lee gets set. Stomach, ribs first, right into the steel steps. Vikingo heads back in the ring. He misses Chad Gable with that tornado kick. Chad Gable's got him up, and he's going to go around, and he's going to see a back suplex to Vikingo. And Chad Gable, thank you, taunting to the crowd. Got a cut right on the side of his eye. He comes in with a flying dropkick in the corner. Vikingo moves out of the way. Dragon Lee with a kendo stick to the back. Chad Gable lifts up Dragon Lee. And oh my God, he hits his finisher. Is that going to be it? 1, 2. Oh, and Dragon Lee kicks out at 2.89. Chad Gable can't believe it, arguing with the ref. Dragon Lee going to roll out of the ring. And here we go. He's lifting. Oh, he's got Vikingo locked in that ankle lock. The rope break is not going to matter here with triple threat rules. Chad Gable looking to lock it in. He's got it locked in. Is Vikingo going to be able to hang on? He is not. Chad Gable makes Vikingo tap out in this cruiserweight bout. And wow, what a opening match to this new era of SmackDown. Lots of action. We had weapons. We had high-flying action. We had the cruiserweights doing everything they could to try to throw their name in the hat for that cruiserweight title. But at the end, Chad Gable is the one who comes out on top with his devastating ankle lock. What a match to start us off, boys. I'll be honest, Cole, after watching that match, if I'm in that cruiserweight division, I would not want to be put up against Chad Gable right now. He looks like a much more focused wrestler looking to add gold around his waist. I couldn't have said it better myself, Wade. Now let's head back to Teddy Long, who has an important update to us and the fans and the superstars about the future of the WWE Championship picture. This new era of SmackDown and Raw is something that we have never seen before. A general manager has never been tasked to bring in all new champions and determine who is going to be my guy to carry my brand and be the first world champion of this show. I've thought day and night since the draft about how I am going to determine this, and I think I have figured out the best way. I'm going to point you guys to the monitor behind me to reveal the WWE Championship tournament. And here we are, playa, the Teddy Long WWE Championship Gold Rush. We have some huge first-round matchups, including Kevin Owens versus LA Knight and Cody Rhodes taking on Jacob Fatu. As you guys can see, my first two picks to the SmackDown brand, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, both have matches in the first round, but their opponent spots are currently missing. And that is because their opponents will be determined tonight in 2 qualifying matches. In one match, we are going to see the Bulgarian Brute Rusev take on young up-and-comer Carmelo Hayes. And in the other qualifying match, we will see Sheamus take on Aleister Black. And that match is next, playa. First round of this tournament will be completed on next week's episode of SmackDown with the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals of the Teddy Long Gold Rush taking place at Backlash. The winner of Rusev and Carmelo Hayes will be going up against Seth Rollins, whereas the winner of Sheamus and Aleister Black will be going up against Roman Reigns. Now that's how you crown a first champ, playa. And we are back on Friday Night SmackDown, and what a blockbuster announcement from our general manager, Theodore Long, announcing the Teddy Long Gold Rush Tournament. And we're about to see a qualifying match to get into that tournament. And first up, we have Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, a man who has been here for a long time, a wily vet who wants to get his way into that tournament and be crowned the first world champion of the SmackDown era. And here comes Aleister Black. And after returning to WWE, Aleister Black has not found the success that he was looking for. He has a chance tonight to make his mark and get his way into the Gold Rush Tournament. And we are underway, and we're going to see a running Meteoro from Aleister Black. He is wasting no time going after Sheamus. We see a big leg kick and a big knee to the stomach by Aleister Black. He is wasting no time, going full speed ahead right out of the gate. And you see some devastating offense. Big knee to the face. Sheamus is already in trouble. A big moonsault from Aleister Black. He's already going for the cover. 1, 2. And that's going to be a kick out at 1 by Sheamus. And I think there's a lot of beating around the bush going around with Aleister Black. I think it's safe to say that his WWE return has not gone to plan for him. He has been pretty stagnant. He has not made the impact that he hoped for coming back to the World Wrestling Entertainment. And a big powerbomb by Sheamus. And we see Sheamus heading to the top rope, a place where you don't usually see Sheamus go. But when you have a spot open for the Gold Rush Tournament, you got to take all the risks that you can. And we're going to see a flying shoulder block from Sheamus. He's going to go for the pin. 1. And a kick out at 1 by Aleister. I think this is a very interesting matchup because Sheamus, whereas we talked about Aleister, Sheamus is a guy who has been around for a while. He's done everything there pretty much is in this business. But he's not done yet. He is not ready to hang up the boots and just sail into the sunset. He still wants gold around his waist. He wants to be the first world champion of this Teddy Long new SmackDown era. And he's got a lot to prove here against Aleister Black tonight. And a big scoop slam by Sheamus. We're going to get another cover on Aleister Black. 1, 2, and a kick out by Aleister. And we see a huge German suplex off the ground from Aleister Black. In terms of tournament experience, we know that this isn't an official tournament match, but Sheamus does have the experience of former King of the Ring winner and has competed in his fair share of tournaments. And we see a Meteora to the outside by Aleister Black. He is putting everything on the line to get into this tournament. And this is an absolute beatdown by Sheamus right now on the outside. Aleister Black just getting manhandled right now, and he's back up. Oh, but a big running knee from Aleister Black. And obviously, this is the first episode of the new SmackDown era, and we might see a different version of Aleister Black. Oh, and we go up top and a big stomp to the back. But you notice during his entrance, and especially at ringside, we see no Zelina Vega. So Aleister Black, is he trying to become more focused? Does he think that he can do better by himself? It is something that we will have to find out in the future. But as of right now, it's looking pretty good for Aleister Black. But we're going to see a white noise. Oh, my God. And his head clipped the stairs. Oh, my God. Sheamus with a huge white noise on Aleister Black. And he's going to throw him back in the ring. That was absolutely deadly. And Sheamus now going for the wake-up taunt on Aleister Black. He's got him. Is he going for high cross? It looks like he is. He's got Aleister up. Oh, and the high cross. Sheamus going to go for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out by Aleister at 2.5. And I think Aleister is dazed after that white noise to the steel steps. He clipped his head on that. He might be concussed. We don't know. Aleister Black is going to have to fight through this. And Sheamus in full control right now. Just manhandling Aleister Black. Corner, into the corner, into the corner. And a bro kick by Sheamus! 1, 2, 3! And Sheamus defeats Aleister Black and advances into the tournament, the Gold Rush Teddy Long tournament. And I think that white noise on the outside was what do it. We're going to see a replay coming up. That was absolutely deadly. Aleister Black put up a good fight. He got in his offense. We see this big diving foot stomp to the outside, and we thought that's where the tide was going to change, but it wasn't. We're going to see right here after Sheamus throws him into the corner, rebounds into the bro kick, and that is going to be it for Aleister Black. What a match. And Sheamus is advancing and has claimed his spot in the Teddy Long Gold Rush tournament. And here's a look at the updated Teddy Long Gold Rush bracket. As you can see, Sheamus slots into that 8 seed, and he will be taking on Roman Reigns in round 1 of the tournament. I've tried to tell you time and time again, you do not count out the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Honestly, Wade, I can't argue after that performance by Sheamus, but we have to go backstage to Teddy Long, who has another very important announcement this time regarding the Women's Championship. Kathy, it's an honor to have you here on the SmackDown brand and to have you back here for my big announcement for the women's title. We've already announced the plans for the Intercontinental title and the World title. Now I'm going to show you guys this big, beautiful women's belt that I am bringing. Wait. Kathy, where's the belt? You guys got the belt? Who's got the belt? Someone get the damn belt! And a very strange development here happening on SmackDown. Teddy Long seemingly preparing to announce the plans for the women's division and the women's world title, but the belt is nowhere to be found. Very interesting stuff. We are heading into women's action here. And wait a second, Cole. This is Asuka. She's got the belt. That's the Women's World Championship that Teddy Long was preparing to announce the plans for. Why does Asuka have the belt right now? I mean, did Asuka seemingly steal the Women's World Championship from Teddy Long? This is very interesting to say the least. I mean, Teddy Long was wondering backstage who had the belt. Well, look no further at your television set. Asuka has seemingly stole this belt. I mean, does she think she's the rightful women's champion? Does she think that Teddy Long's plans seemingly don't matter? Is she taking it into her own hands and crowning herself the women's champion? I mean, this is very interesting. We're going to have to see what Teddy Long says about this. And you can see on her face that Chelsea Green is pretty stunned as well. She's pointing at that title belt. She's wondering what is going on. Is this a title match? And Chelsea Green seems just as confused as us and all the fans of the WWE Universe right now. We don't know what is going on. And we see a big roll up from Chelsea right from the start. 1, no count. Asuka gonna roll her back up. 1. Little bridge by Chelsea Green. 1. Before this match, if you are just tuning in, we saw Teddy Long attempting to make an announcement about the Women's World title and the plans for that belt. Seemingly nothing was answered when the belt was missing. And then we come back from the break and Asuka has the belt. So we don't know where to go from here. We don't know if Asuka stole the belt. We don't know if there's a lot of questions to be answered right now, but Asuka and Chelsea Green are currently battering each other right now in the ring. Big stomps by Asuka and a kick to the back by Asuka. What's funny about the whole situation, Wade, is that I don't think anyone would be surprised if Asuka was included in the Women's World title plans, whatever they may be. We would have assumed that she would have a shot at that. If he was announcing some sort of tournament or a battle royal, even a match, we would assume Asuka would be involved in it. So why would she steal the belt in the first place? This is very interesting, and we're just going to have to find out what Teddy Long thinks. I'm assuming he's backstage furious about what's going on. And as we go back to the ring, Asuka full control over Chelsea Green. She's going to the top rope, waiting for Chelsea to get up, and we're going to see a big flying drop kick from the top from the Empress of Tomorrow. I agree with you, though, Book. I mean, we seemingly are left with more questions than we left with after the Teddy Long announcement. I thought maybe we were going to get some answers when we came back from the break, and we're just left with more questions than we had originally. And Chelsea Green is going to go flying off the top rope, miss the crossbody. Gonna go for a cutter on Asuka. She's gonna miss it, and Asuka is gonna hit a code breaker on the outside. Asuka gonna send Chelsea Green back into the ring. Asuka gonna wake up Chelsea Green. She is waiting in the shadows. And we see Asuka. She's got that armbar locked in. She's got the arm. She's got the leverage. Is Chelsea Green gonna be able to hang on? And that is it. Asuka, in devastating and quick fashion, has just defeated Chelsea Green. And as you see here, Asuka, she's going to the outside, wondering if she is going to say anything about why she has that Women's World title. Asuka still looking in the ring, and what do we got here? She's going under the ring now. She's got a steel chair. No, we got to stop this. And Asuka with big chair shots to Chelsea Green, seemingly taking Chelsea Green out of action after the match. What has gotten into Asuka here? Asuka, explain to me really quick, why do you have that world championship? Nobody is ready for Asuka. You guys were watching Teddy Long backstage. You thought the title went missing. No, I took it. I claimed it. I don't wait for permission. I don't stand in line. I take what is mine. Teddy Long, you were going to announce a champion. Wrong. The champion is already here. I am the most dangerous woman in this division. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can touch me. You all play games, but I end them. If any woman in the back wants this championship, you're going to have to fight me. You have to survive me, and you won't, because I'm not just champion. I am Asuka, and nobody is ready for me. Well, Cole, it seems like we got all of our questions answered right there by the lady herself, Asuka. Yeah, Wade, so from what we understand, Asuka thinks she is the rightful champion no matter what Teddy Long says, and she is now holding that belt hostage. We have a self-proclaimed world champion in this new era of Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to head to break, but when we get back, do not miss it, because we are going to have our second Gold Rush Tournament qualifying match with Carmelo Hayes and Rusev up next. And we are back here live on Friday Night SmackDown. If you are just tuning in, you came at a right time, because the last spot of the Teddy Long Gold Rush Invitational for the WWE World Championship is going to be found out right now, as we have young up-and-coming star Carmelo Hayes headed to the ring. Carmelo Hayes has been on a big run before this initial draft happened, had a great United States Championship run, which sorely came to an end with the addition of this new draft. All the champs were vacated, but he really proved that he can hang with the big boys with that U.S. title run. He is here to stay and here to be a big player on SmackDown. But for Carmelo Hayes to make his way into this tournament, he has a big challenge ahead of him. He is going to have to get through the Bulgarian brute, Rusev. I think it's safe to say that Rusev has had a little bit of a struggle transitioning back after leaving WWE for a while and coming back. He hasn't found the success that he necessarily was probably looking for, but this is his opportunity to take that step into the right direction. He's going to have to face Carmelo Hayes to get in here. And we are underway. The final spot of the Teddy Long Invitational is on the line. Carmelo Hayes starts off with a DDT into a flying springboard moonsault. Carmelo Hayes is on one already. First 5 seconds into the match. Tie up with Rusev. He's going to go into the ropes. Rusev with a big elbow and a huge clothesline to Carmelo Hayes. And we see a big vice grip from Rusev, and you know these guys, same as Aleister Black and Sheamus earlier in the night, they're going to leave everything on the line. This is their one opportunity to get into this invitational, to become the first world champion of this new SmackDown era. And Melo going up to the top again with another springboard moonsault. Melo does not miss. He's going for the cover. One, and a kick out at one by Rusev. Rusev set up in the corner. Carmelo Hayes going to hit a clothesline, a big elbow. Throw him down onto the apron. He's going to get Rusev back on his feet. Throw him into this opposite corner. He's heading up to Rusev. Here we go. Picks Rusev up. Big scoop slam. Carmelo Hayes to the top rope. You know he loves this high-flying action. He's calling Rusev up. What is Melo going to be looking for here? He's going to go for a diving crossbody, and it connects. Carmelo Hayes is on fire. And we see a springboard, little homage to Eddie Guerrero there. Carmelo Hayes looking so impressive here on this first match of this new SmackDown era. Rusev going to try to turn the tides. He reverses that Irish whip. He's got Carmelo Hayes locked in the corner, and he's going to send Carmelo Hayes across the ring. But Rusev getting a little cocky. He's going to get caught with a huge code breaker by Melo. 1, 2, and a kick out by 2 by Rusev. Carmelo Hayes on absolute fire right here. Rusev going to try to get the offense rolling. Carmelo Hayes is just absolutely using that high-flying action and his speed to his advantage, but we see a big head kick from Rusev. And a big clothesline by Melo. We know that these guys are on 2 different trajectories right now, where it seems like Melo is on the rise, Rusev is on the fall since returning to WWE. A big enziguri from Melo. The speed is just no match for Rusev right now. See Melo gonna send Rusev into the corner once again. Melo, he's balling tonight, boys. Big clothesline into the corner. We got a big arm breaker, and he's gonna roll through, and he's got that arm bar locked in. Is Rusev gonna be able to hang on? And he does. Melo lets it go. He's waking Rusev up. This could be a quick one. What is going on? Melo! With another big Rana into a little arm breaker. He's picking Rusev back up. Gonna get Rusev lined up into the corner. Melo. Big scoop slam. He's gonna go to the top. Melo is gonna go flying. Nothing but net by Melo. Is that gonna be it? 1, 2, 3, and Carmelo Hayes, in absolute dominating fashion, has just beat Rusev. He has made his way into the Teddy Long Gold Rush Invitational. You're going to see some of the replay. Melo was just no match for Rusev, my mistake, was just no match for Carmelo Hayes' speed and overall his offense. Rusev really got nothing in on Melo. Melo made it look easy out here. And an absolutely impressive debut match on this first episode of SmackDown for Melo. If you didn't know Melo before, you know him now. He is getting a shot to become the first SmackDown World Champion. And you know what they say, Cole? Melo, don't miss. Watch out for this kid in the tournament. And it is now time, boys, for our main event. AJ Styles, Javon Evans, crowning the first Intercontinental Champion of this new SmackDown era. Our main event is up next. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the first SmackDown from this new era. And we are about to crown an Intercontinental Champion. And one of those guys could be the phenomenal one. And we saw AJ Styles backstage with Teddy Long earlier in the night. And very interesting, he mentioned that he's more than happy to claim that Intercontinental Championship, but his eyes are set on the world title. Could that possibly play a factor in this match? We will have to find out. And AJ Styles is going to have his hands full tonight with the young OG Javon Evans competing for his first main roster championship. It's about to get bouncy in here, Cole. Cole, I know everyone's thinking it. I'm going to be the one to say it. This is an ultimate dream match that we are getting here on the first episode of this SmackDown era, man. The young OG Javon going up against AJ Styles. This is going to be something special. And here we go. Intercontinental Championship on the line. The phenomenal one, AJ Styles. The young OG Javon Evans. We've got almost 30 years of experience from AJ Styles. And it's definitely a tale of two tapes here. AJ Styles, almost 30 years of experience in the business. Javon Evans, fresh off of being able to drink a beer pretty much. Just turned 21 years old. This is going to be a fun one. And we see AJ Styles with some vintage offense going to hit a clothesline on Javon. AJ Styles going to bounce off the ropes. Miss the forearm. Javon Evans out of the way. Javon Evans going to back Styles into the corner. Miss a big strike. Styles going to throw him in the corner. Styles taunting him a little bit. Styles big kick to the lower midsection. He's going to bounce up on the ropes. Big roll through off the top rope. AJ Styles going up to that middle rope here. He's going to dive down. Big elbow on Javon Evans. And another big clothesline by AJ Styles. You know this means a lot for Styles. I know we mentioned that he's looking for that world title, but don't think that he is not looking to put that Intercontinental Championship around his waist. Don't think this means nothing to him, because it does. Javon Evans with a big kick to the stomach. AJ Styles is going to roll through. Javon Evans going to roll out of the way. Styles with some big chops. And you see AJ Styles targeting that leg early, trying to limit that high-flying offense of Javon. Kick out at one by Javon. Oh, and AJ Styles on the outside. He's going to lock in the calf crusher. And you cannot win the Intercontinental title on the outside. AJ Styles making it a mission to work on that leg. Try to limit the speed, the high-flying offense of Javon Evans. Seems like that is a focal point here early on. And Javon going to throw AJ Styles back into the ring. Big Irish whip from Styles. Into a pop-up powerbomb. Javon hammering down punches. And a big leg kick by Javon. Big slap. We are trading blows here in the middle of the ring. AJ Styles. Javon Evans. Big Pele by AJ Styles. He's going to go for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out by Javon. Javon with a big kick up. Big kip up. AJ Styles going to go from behind. And he's going to hit a big wheelbarrow face buster on Javon Evans. Javon Evans seemingly in a little bit of trouble. And AJ Styles picks him up with the Styles Clash. 1, 2. And a big kick out by Javon Evans. And Javon Evans in a lot of trouble here. AJ Styles seemingly neutralized the legs early on in the match, and it is definitely playing a factor here later on. And Javon Evans is going to have to find that dog in him to get back up and reclaim his spot into this fight, because right now it is a one-horse show. AJ Styles is in full control. Into the corner, big running elbow. AJ Styles showing no remorse on Javon Evans. And here we go. And a big DDT by AJ Styles. Oh, but Javon Evans, can he find that spark of energy that he needs? He's going to the top. Big arm drag. Javon Evans up. Big drop kick. Here we go. Javon Evans trying to find his way back into this match. And AJ Styles going to reverse into a calf crusher, but Javon Evans smartly got his foot on the rope, so AJ Styles was not able to lynch and get that calf crusher locked in to a full extent. Javon Evans, big cutter by Javon Evans. He's going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by AJ Styles. What a match we are seeing here for the Intercontinental title. I think Teddy Long did a great job with his matchmaking here. Contrast of styles to an extent now that AJ Styles is in an older age. But AJ Styles probably sees a lot of himself in Javon Evans. Javon Evans probably modeled himself a lot after AJ Styles' game from back in his old TNA days. And Javon Evans, we're going to see a big scoop slam. Oh, but AJ Styles is going to smartly roll out of the ring. Wily vet move by AJ Styles, not going to let himself get caught up in any of the theatrics that Javon Evans is trying to pull. He's going to counter the big super kick. Big hit to the midsection. AJ Styles going to Irish whip Javon Evans over into the barricade. And Javon Evans, count of 6. He's got to get back into the ring. He's going to roll back in. He's going to dive out of the way of Styles. Big shot. Big leg kick. And a big clothesline by AJ Styles. And we're going to see him pick Javon Evans up. Big flying forearm. AJ Styles going to go to the top rope. And a big frog splash. Javon Evans with his knees up. Is this going to be the turning point? Into a stunner by Javon Evans. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5. Styles going to roll out again. Javon Evans going to smartly chase him out. He's going to throw him back in. Not wasting any time. Javon Evans waiting and wait for AJ Styles. He's going to push him into the corner. Here we go. Big scoop slam by Javon Evans. Going up to the top. Oh my God, the double springboard. Springboard corkscrew by Javon Evans. He's got Styles up. He's got Styles into the corner once again. And we're going to see another scoop slam. Javon Evans might have found that second life that he needs. He's calling Styles up. Oh, gee, cutter! And he hits Styles. Oh my God, is this going to be it? 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.5 by AJ Styles. What does Javon Evans have to do? He's in the corner. He's running. Big flying knee. Flying knee by Javon Evans. Cole, these two are putting everything on the line. Two of the finest athletes we have on this SmackDown brand, and they are showing it, putting it all on the line for this Intercontinental title. Javon Evans, under the legs, big Rana. Javon Evans going to that middle rope, and he's going to hit a big flying elbow on AJ Styles. Javon Evans in the corner waiting and wait, and another flying knee, AJ Styles with a reversal. With a reversal. AJ Styles trying to catch his breath. He's calling Javon Evans up after reversing that flying knee. Javon Evans, big kicks. Kick to the leg by AJ Styles. Oh, and a roll up schoolboy by AJ Styles. 1, 2. Oh, and Javon Evans with another kick out. I am out of breath from this match, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Styles going for the Styles Clash. Bang! And he hits it. Is this going to be it? 1, 2, 3. And what a main event we have just witnessed. AJ Styles is the Intercontinental Champion. And nothing but respect after that amazing main event we just saw. Javon Evans is up and coming. AJ Styles is right now. And what a first episode of SmackDown we have just witnessed. The first episode is in the books. What a main event we just witnessed. The phenomenal one has gold again.